by teaching me how to play the game the right way, teaching me respecting the game and respecting others that helped me get to that level, I was able to leave home. I left home when I was 16 years old. I came from a family of 8 brothers and sisters and 1 parent. My mom raised all 8 of us by herself. So I didn't use being from the projects, having one parent as an excuse to fail. You got to get by that. You got to get by giving excuses. You got to believe in who you are. You got to work hard in who you are, but first of all, you got to respect yourself and respect others around you. That's how you become successful. When I left home when I was 16, I really didn't know where I was going to go. So I decided, I caught a bus to North Carolina, where most of my family lived. And when I got off the bus, I went to a playground where some of my friends, some of my cousins were playing. And a guy came up to me and said, "Do you live here?" I'm like, "I'm not sure yet." He said, "Well, where you live now?" I'm like, "I'm not sure yet." So he took me to his house. He showed me the kitchen. He showed me a bedroom. He said, "You can have this. The only thing is you got to play for my team." I looked around. I was like, okay. And that's how my career started. That high school team went 76-1 in 3 years. One of the most celebrated high school runs ever. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy road, but I was focused on being something. I was focused on helping my family. I was focused on being successful at something. I tried different sports, but basketball was a sport that helped me get to a level that I wanted to be. I didn't use being part of my environment as an excuse to fail. Because everybody, you got a mind, you got a heart, you got tools that you can use. Don't let it go to waste. Don't let someone else tell you what you can't do or what you can't be, because they don't know your heart. People didn't know my heart. People used to say to me all the time when I was younger that I would never be anything. I would never make it. I never would be a basketball player. I used that as fuel to prove them all wrong. Not only did I make it, the same people said I wouldn't make it, the same people said when I became a Hall of Famer, they were like, "We knew you could do it." But the best way to get back at people is be successful. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to brag. Just be successful. That is your revenge. That was my revenge. Because again, you don't have to tell people I told you so, because they know. Because they're going to let you know that they know in their own way. But the most important thing is what you do now that dictates what you become in the future. And that's true. Believe me, I've been through it. I've been through a lot of you kids get ready to go through it. It's what you do now that's going to dictate what you become in the future. You got to believe that. A lot of times, it can't be taught at home. It can't be taught at school. It's self-motivated a lot of times to go with all the other things that your parents and your teachers will tell you. People here who's instructors who helping you here at the Boys and Girls Club, listen. Because listening don't cost you anything. If you're willing to listen, learn, and act, you can do anything you want in life. There's nothing you can't do. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, because you can. Again, they don't know your heart. They don't know your will. But it's up to you at the end of the day. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. Outside of basketball, and helping people help themselves, be it through education, through diet, through exercise, and unfortunately, if you're affected by a chronic disease, medication. But it's again, do it now. Don't wait down the road before you try to make change in your life or do things the right way. Do things the right way right now. That way you don't have the problems later. Because I know a lot of times, people preach to you all the time about doing this or doing that and being good and staying out of trouble. Well, it's not preached enough. Because a lot of our young people get in too many things that they shouldn't be involved in. Too much time on your hands. That's why places like this are so important. That's why I support Boys and Girls Club, because it's one of the best places in the country for you to take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, because you can't do nothing but help. And if you believe that, you can do anything you want in life. This is where I started, and I'm still involved with it almost 50 years later. I look over 50 guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. But again, if you take care of yourself, you can do anything you want to like. I still play. I have 2 sons that play basketball. My oldest son going to University of Virginia to play basketball. He's 6'9". And my youngest son is 7. He's this tall. Big kid. 7 years old. But again, I still teach them the same values, different things I'm trying to tell you right now. I make sure my kids also get physical activity. That's another reason why this place is so great. Guys get physical activity as well as education. You keep the 2 together, it turns into success. So keep doing what you're doing. Be willing to listen and learn, and you can write your own tickets. Believe me, I know it sounds like a fairy book tale, but it is for real if you believe in yourself. Because nobody's going to believe in you like you don't believe in yourself. And it starts now. So I appreciate you guys. And if you guys have a question you want to ask me, I'll take a couple questions, so don't be shy. I'm not in Jacksonville a lot. So if you got a question, now's the time. Yes, ma'am. I'm 6'9". I'm a small guy compared to some of the guys. Yes, sir, go ahead. Can I dunk the ball? Not today. My dunking days are over, man. Yeah, down here. Stand up, man. Stand up. What team did I play for? I played for the Atlanta Hawks most of my career. And I played for San Antonio Spurs, Boston Celtics, Orlando Magic, and unfortunately the LA Clippers. Yes, ma'am.
Were you the best one on your team?
Was I the best one on my team?
Yes.
I like to think so. You know what? I had a veteran player on my team when I was a rookie named Dan Brownfield. He was the best player. He was the captain, so I learned a lot from him. Now, a couple of years later, I became the best player because I was willing to work hard to do some of the things that he taught me. So it's good to have mentors. Yes, sir. You got a question for me?
Well, how was it playing against like the greatest Hall of Famers?
How was it playing against the greatest Hall of Famers? It was heavy. I mean, I played against the greatest players that ever played against in one era. And you know, people ask me, what is the highlight of my career as far as playing the game of basketball? The highlight of my career is playing against all the great players like Magic, Bird, Jordan, Kareem, and Moses Malone, all these great players. That's the highlight of my career. Yes, sir. What position did I play? I played small forward. Back in our days, guys 6'9" played small forwards. In today's game, 6'9" guys play center and power forward.